Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique, and today I have bought myself a new astrology deck. So I'm really excited to open it. It's called the Microcosmic Oracle by Julia Y. So let's get this annoying plastic off. There we go. This looks absolutely amazing. So this is by Red Feather Publishing. It's a 60-card astrological oracle deck and guidebook. I love this silver on there. I really like rock pool decks. There's a side. Look at this. Oh, it's beauty. Then on the back we've got some examples of the cards. And it says, connect with the mysteries of astrology through vibrant illustrations and timeless folklore. The Microcosmic Oracle is a divination deck inspired by the interconnectedness of astrology, mythology, and the natural world. So it's a little bit different. So the cards follow the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars throughout the 12 zodiac signs, depicting the unique gifts that they can bestow upon us. This oracle deck and 200-page guidebook, wow, are a visual way to connect with the astrological concepts using the symbolism of animals, plants, and geometry. It was originally self-published. Well, so Red Feathers picked it up. It's mixed media, combines layers of cut fabric, acrylic paint, and nail and string art. The result is a deck of intricate, multi-dimensional artwork that is both spiritually resonant and visually enchanting. So this is Julia, she, they, an astrologer and a mixed media illustrator. She's a lifelong student of mythology, folklore and paganism, and is from Seattle. There we go. Okay, so, can't wait to get into this one. Here's magnetic box that comes from the side. These are my favourites. Oh my days, would you look at that? That is stunning. So we've got all the astrological signs here. If that's any indication of the artwork, I'm really excited. Okay, so we've got the guidebook. Oh, it's sectioned as well, and the cards are in a cardboard cutout. So let's put the box to one side. Take the plastic sleeve off. Oh, it's got a silver edging. Look at that. Oh, it's holographic. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. And these are the backs. Okay. Little cardboardy, I would say, but no spring to them either. Maybe a little bit. I think they'll be easily bent though. I'm going to have to be a little bit careful with these. We've got keywords as well. Look at this, Sun in Aries, Sun in Taurus. Oh, so these might be okay for the deacon walk as an extra layer for the astrology. Ooh, possibly. Okay, what we've got here. So this is this year, 2026. There we go. Introduction, the astrology, animals and plants, geometry, the cards, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus and Mars, how to use the cards, conclusion, quick reference sheets and a bibliography. There's the forward, introduction. Symbolism. So the keyword, animal, plant, geometric shape. They represent the core idea symbolically. So background to astrology, terminology, planets. Yeah, it's tabbed. So the introduction is in purple. We've got the symbols here, the qualities of the signs. Elements. Animals and plants. We've got 8 animals from the Western Zodiac, 12 from the Chinese, and 13 trees and 27 animals from the Celtic tree calendar. Yes. Oh, look at this. So we've got the animal and then the cards. Oh, this is so good. And then the Chinese. Yeah, this is going to go really well, actually, with those stones that I got in my Caldor Limb box. Here they are. I showed the unboxing a few videos ago, so I'll link that below. But these are 20 stones with the ohms on there. You can see that. Yeah, so that's going to be really nice because I can tie that up here to astrology, so that's great. Disclaimer about herbalism, geometry. Oh gosh, it's got everything, hasn't it? Well, I didn't know that was Sagittarius. I'm looking at Sagittarius because that's my sun sign. Oh, look at this. So this is explaining that the geometry that we're going to see within the cards. So everything is explained in this book then. Cards about reversals, so the opposite signs to the sun sign. The key word for Sagittarius, exploration, I seek. And then we've got the suns in the different signs. So the sun in Aries, motto, I am, animal, eagle, plant, the cypress, the cedar tree, the element is fire, and the number is 1. So as I'm recording this, we're in Taurus, the first decan of Taurus. So I might have a look at that when we get there. Okay, so these are the sun. Then we get to the moon. So my moon is in Libra. Here. So it's the third quarter moon phase, the animal is a goose, the plant is the ivy, and the element is air, and the number is 7. And then I can look all here. Botanical symbolism, animal symbolism. Nice. Then we have Mercury, Venus, Mars. How to use the cards. Consulting your birth chart. This is how it's really going to happen, I think, is in the birth chart. This camera's having a bit of trouble focusing at the minute. I'm sorry about that. Interpretation tips. And then we've got some spreads, a single, a 3 card, the choices, which is a 5 card. Conclusion about the creator, about the art, gratitude, land acknowledgement, cultural acknowledgement, and then the quick reference. Nice. I've got a great guidebook. And then the bibliography here, so if you want to do some further reading. There's actual podcast there, Chris Brennan. Austin Coppock, you know the deacons? Runes. Nice, okay. So, I'm going to be able to use this deck in a variety of ways. I'm going to be able to use it, as I said, with Johan. It's a great resource for that. I'll be able to use it with sacred geometry and learn a little bit about that. I'll be able to use it in my deacon walk, which I'm doing. I haven't recorded anything about that. I might do an update on how I'm doing my deacon walk, because I'm actually doing it a little bit different this year. But briefly, as you may know, if you have been following my channel, especially in the last month, I lost my little dog. He died on the 20th of March. I've got this little calcite white dog here, which is really comforting and soothing, and it's really helped me. I had a lovely reading as well the other day from Levi and Martin on their YouTube channel, and I'm just so grateful for that reading. It really helped me. But what I am doing deacon wise is I'm using this book, Healing Burnout with Astrology and Tarot, A Journey Through the Deacons of the Zodiac by Jackie Hope, because it's based on burnout, you know, and doing a little bit of research on what's happening with me emotionally. I'm definitely in a burnout, And so that's going to help me rather than doing it the way I did it before, which I really enjoyed. I did it 2022 to 2023, and I was comparing lots of different decks and doing it that way and relating it to what was happening in my area and with me. But this time I'm doing it quite personally. I might do updates once a month, maybe, I don't know. I'll see how I go, because obviously it's going to be a very personal healing journey for me. And that's how I'm going to use the deacons, the deacon walk. So this deck will help me with the astrology side of it. I have got other astrology decks, but I think this one's going to be really great. And also being able to work alongside the ohms as well. That's going to be a new journey for me, which I'm really excited about. So let's look at the cards without any further ado. And here you go, my little dog. Okay, so we've got the Sun in Aries, and that is authority. And we have some glyphs here. So we've got the Sun and we've got fire. And we've got an eagle holding a branch and some sacred geometry. And all that lovely red sun energy. Sun in Taurus, prosperity. That's beautiful. So we've got the Sun, we've got Taurus, and then we've got Earth for Taurus. Communication. Sun in Gemini. Oh, I really like this. Safety, Sun in Cancer. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Creativity for Sun in Leo. Order, Sun in Virgo. Isn't that gorgeous? I really like these. Harmony is Sun in Libra. Endurance for the Sun in Scorpio. Exploration, Sun in Sagittarius. That's my Sun sign. Recognition for Sun in Capricorn. Gosh, that's beautiful. Idealism is Sun in Aquarius. Transformation for Sun in Pisces. Confidence, Moon in Aries. So we're into the Moon cards now. So the Sun and now we're the Moon. So they do go alongside in colour. Stability for the Moon in Taurus. Objectivity for the Moon in Gemini. Sensitivity for the Moon in Cancer. And pride for the Moon in Leo. Healing for the Moon in Virgo. Cooperation in Libra. Intensity in Scorpio. And freedom in Sagittarius, and of the horse. The phases of the moon. Oh, responsibility for Capricorn. Yeah, that really goes alongside Capricorn. And then we have Aquarius. Community, isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Spirituality for Pisces. And now we're into Mercury. Again, we're following the same sort of colour scheme. Speed. Mercury in Aries. Patience in Taurus. Curiosity in Gemini. The woodpecker. Introspection in Cancer. Charisma in Leo. Analysis in Virgo, which is the front cover of the box. Consideration in Libra. Skepticism in Scorpio. Raja. Experience in Sagittarius. caution in Capricorn, innovation in Aquarius, trust in Pisces, and then on to Venus. We've got Venus in Aries is desire, luxury in Taurus, sociability in Gemini, nurturing in Cancer, oh. Affection in Leo, sovereignty in Virgo, partnership in Libra, loyalty in Scorpio. Oh God, the dog. Oh, okay. It's playfulness in Sagittarius, boundaries in Capricorn. Giving some loud action there, I think. Collaboration in Aquarius, compassion in Pisces. I'm going to Mars. I've got action Mars in Aries, so that's the first decan of the zodiac, isn't it? 2 of Wands. So it'd be great to put these alongside the tarot as well. Diligence in Taurus, adaptability in Gemini, defense in Cancer, strength in Leo, skill in Virgo, justice for Mars in Libra, deconstruction in Scorpio, and risk in Sagittarius, resourcefulness in Capricorn, revolution in Aquarius, and then Mars in Pisces is generosity. So those are the cards. So Mercury in Taurus, this is the 5 of Pentacles, and this is where we are in the decans at the moment for the next 10 days as I'm recording this. So the animal is the bear, the plant is the hazel tree, the element is earth, and the number is 2. The interpretation: pause, thoroughness, living in the moment, contemplation, somatic processing. Then reversed, it's sloth, procrastination, overthinking, obstruction, boredom, delays, inertia, indolence. Mercury in Taurus takes things slowly and deliberately regarding thoughts and speech. They prefer accuracy and thoroughness over expedience. They know that excellence cannot be rushed and that all good things happen in their own time. Their thoughts are experienced through their physical body, and they benefit from tuning into their senses to better understand them. Their thoroughness can become detrimental when it manifests as lateness, avoidance, or procrastination. They often let perfection become the enemy of completion, and may need to learn to balance their deliberate pace with the practical benefits of getting things done on time. Animal symbolism. Bears inhabit Europe, Asia, and North and South America. Bear species that live farther north of the equator undergo hibernation during the winter. These bears know that proper timing is needed to make their actions effective. They innately know when it is time to feast in the fall, when it is time to sleep in the winter, and when to wake in the spring. Bears are typically slow-moving creatures but can become swift and fierce when provoked or threatened. Bears are associated with the deities. Oh, there's some I can't pronounce. I won't even try. So I'll just put that there so you can see. But interestingly, Artemis, because I'm feeling a real call to Artemis about the last month. We've got a Celtic RTO, a Hindu, Japanese, a Sami, and a Finnish. Okay. So botanical symbolism. Hazel trees grow throughout all continents in the northern hemisphere. They're distinguished by their corkscrew branches and nutritious hazelnuts. He's enjoying one there, I think. Both the Celts and Greeks associated the hazel tree with intelligence and wisdom. The Greek messenger god Hermes carries a caduceus, which is a staff made of hazel wood, entwined by two snakes. Legendary Celtic hero, I can never say this name. Fionn, I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, it's an Irish one, isn't it? And I think it's Irish or Scottish? Celtic. Ate a salmon that had consumed hazelnuts from the trees surrounding the Well of Wisdom. This bestowed Fionn with all the world's knowledge. You know who else eats a lot of salmon and hazelnuts? Bears. So that's a lovely entry. So we've got loads of really useful information here. Just to show you what it says for this deacon in the Healing Burnout book, Jackie Hope. So Mercury in Taurus, disempowerment. If you know the Rider-Waite-Smith, it is the Five of Pentacles, where they're outside the church. So here's the Five of Pentacles. That's from the Smith-Waite Centennial. So this is the Five of Pentacles that is associated with Mercury in Taurus. The major arcana would be the Magicians for Mercury, and it would be the Empress for Taurus, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and that's the Empress card. I thought it was really interesting that they mentioned in Mercury in Taurus about the Greek messenger god Hermes, who carried the caduceus, a staff made of hazel wood entwined by two snakes. The reason I'm saying that's interesting is because we associate the magician, we associate Mercury with Hermes. So that's a nice correlation there, isn't it? And here, so Mercury is all about thinking, learning, and communication styles. And so the communication is pretty much broken down here. It's all about thinking what to do next, isn't it? And learning how to survive this situation. And maybe we need the patience of this card, Mercury in Taurus, to help us on the way. So if you go to dates and find the date for the current deacon here, then we can find out which ohm, which tree and which animal. So we've got, that actually doesn't line up, because here we are at the moment, and that would be the willow, the rabbit, the ox, moon in Pisces, sun in Leo, and Mars in Taurus. And here where I've got Mercury in Taurus, which here is August the 5th to September the 1st. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to line up. Okay, I don't see a lot of information about the ohms in this guidebook here, which is a little bit of a shame. And I don't know if they're actually on the cards themselves either, which I haven't seen. When we were going through the walkthrough, I didn't see any ohms actually on the cards themselves. So I do have an ohm deck, so I might reference that alongside. That might be a way to do it. But yeah, I definitely want to start using these ohm stones here. Lovely. Okay, let's look at Taurus 1 in this Jackie Hope book. And it says, disempowerment occurs when we override our instincts, desires and intuition with collective opinions that do not match the desire of our soul. Releasing expired labels opens space for us to take on something new and more congruent with our desires. While our personal desires will be regulated by the collective, aligning our actions with our core values is more likely to create a positive energy that can be exchanged with others. So the first part of Taurus 1 is to plant the seeds for the person you are becoming. It tells how seeds can be a little bit unpredictable when we first plant them. It talks about atoms, non-living objects, creative potential, balance, and beadwork. So beads are like seeds, aren't they? The exercise for the first deacon of Taurus is to adopt a bead practice So how can you incorporate this bead practice to align your mind to the reality you seek to create? There's a recommendation for a book talking about the rosary and spiritual practice, prayers associated, Buddhist sutras, mantras, shifting words to better reflect what your intuition is guiding you to create in your physical reality. And then a card reflection on labels. We've got a 5-card spread here. And an affirmation. Then we've got a paragraph on finding the proper soil for your dreams, an exercise exploring dreams with the hemp plant, and then reflection exploring dreams. And that is it's a 6-card spread. There we go. With an affirmation. So it's a really good book. It's one I'm working through throughout the whole year, as I say, to help me realign myself to my soul's purpose. That's the idea. Thank you for your support. I do really appreciate it. I'm coming through the other side now. I do occasionally drop back into my grief, but I do recognise it's a process, and it's a process I'm working through. So as I said, thank you for your support. Thank you so much for being here, supporting my little channel. I think I'm nearly up to 1,000 subscribers, which is wow. I'm just amazed by that. So until my next video, I hope you enjoyed this little exploration of the microcosmic oracle and the way I'm going to use it, the healing burnout with astrology and tarot, and the way I am using the deacons throughout this year for self-healing. Until my next video, bye friends, bye.